Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I thought I would drop in and do a little bit more on our Just Journal January. I told you if I waited, I didn't think I was going to be able to get everything finished, and I want to be able to get it finished with you guys. So I'm going to do a little bit today. I may not do a lot, but because I'm expecting company in a little while, but I'm going to do some things to it anyway. Now this page is out of that book that I showed you the other day of Betty's. It's I will link it below, but I thought that went well with that flower there. I don't think it's the same collection, but it does go well with it. This is just a piece of chipboard, and I have cut it. We're going to make a writing board is what we're going to do. I have cut this at 5 inches by 8 1/4. And I don't think that's going to be too tall. Let me make sure. No, it's not. And if you've never made a writing board before, they're really good for your journals because, you know, when you start to write on a page and you've got a lot of pockets and things in there, it's hard to write on it with the big bumpy underneath. So all you have to do is just take your writing board and put underneath your page, and then you have a flat surface to write on. And I usually try to make one for all of my journals. I slip up sometimes and I forget about them, but I try. Now, I don't put anything. Some people decorate the top of their writing board and all of that. I don't, because to me that defeats your purpose. I want this to be nice and flat. So that's why I choose a piece of paper that has some flowers and words and things already on there, so I don't have to put anything else. And I'm going to use my glue. I had to open up a new little tube of it. And I don't stitch my writing boards because, to me, like I said, again, that defeats the purpose. Because if you run over those stitches trying to write, then it's a mess. So I don't do any stitching on it. So I'll show you what all I do. Let me get my glue going again. I'm going to put this glue right around the edge where I didn't run my glue stick. We had a little bit of spitting snow today, just a tiny bit. Yeah, tornadoes night before last and snow today. That's the way Alabama works. All right, I'm hoping that's pretty straight. Let me look. Ooh, I want to get it straighter than that. So let's try that one more time. I don't want my flowers to be real crooked. It's okay if it's a little bit off, but not real bad. Don't want it really bad. And I just take my bone folder, turn it to the side, and I go over all that to make sure there's no bubbles or anything under there that's going to hinder the writing. So it's nice and smooth and flat. And then I take this and fold it around, and then I put another piece of paper on here. You can cut this off if you want, do it differently, but instead of wasting the paper, I just fold it around. And then I put another piece on the back side. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut our corners. I'll just leave a little bit at the corners so that I don't have any chipboard showing, hopefully. Oops, that's a little bit much. Now I save those pieces until I get this covered. The reason being is if I fold that over and I see I've cut a little crooked, I can take this piece, I don't know which one it was now, but I can take this piece and put it down there, glue it right there, and then it doesn't matter if I have a little gap because I've got that paper covering it up. I don't know, some of you have seen me do that before. So see, let's just say this one I cut too short. I would glue that down there, and then when I fold it over, it doesn't matter if that is not exactly cut right. My chipboard still wouldn't show. So that's just another way to do your corners. So I save them until I see if my corners are going to be right or not. And if they're going to be okay, then I go ahead and throw them away. And sometimes I put them on my journals. Now, if I'm making a journal cover, I make sure I go ahead and put them on my journal cover because they give it a little bit extra support. Don't think this is going to need it. Okay. Okay, looks pretty good so far. And you don't have to worry about that being that little white on there because we're going to cover that in just a minute. This is just a regular like 8.5 by 11 sheet, so it wouldn't go all the way around it. Okay, so there's the front of there's the front of our writing board. Isn't that neat? Now, it's a little bit bowed right now, but when that glue dries, it'll flatten right back out. No problem. And I'll put it under something flat. See, it's almost flat now. So I'm going to cover this with something. And it doesn't have to be the same as on the front. I mean, you could cover it with anything. You could cover it with a piece of this paper if you wanted to. Matter of fact, I think I might. That way, if you wanted to, you could jot notes on the back of your writing board. If you wanted to do some note taking. Let's just do that. So I'm going to measure. I'm going to cut these ends off though because I've got a little bit of mess there. So let's go ahead and cut them off and then we can measure a little better. That end's got a little cut place in it anyway. Okay. Then I think we can cut it about right there. And let's see how long we need it. About right there. About. It doesn't have to be an exact science. Okay. All right. There we go. I'm going to straighten. I've got a little bit of something there where I was cut that other piece off, so I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. I had my tile guy here today, thank goodness. After all this time, I'm finally getting my backsplash put up in my kitchen. Unbelievable. But he did a lot of work today, and he was only here a few hours. But then he said he was coming back tomorrow to finish it up, so that'll be good. I'll have all of that done. That'll be my kitchen finished. Thank goodness. Then all I need now is them to finish up my bathroom downstairs. The shower head is the only thing that's still missing on that, which I use the upstairs shower anyway, so it's not like I have to have it, but I'd like to have it finished. So that's the guest bathroom. If I have guests, you know, when Betty was here, ask Betty, when she was here, she said, oh, I can take a shower in here. And I said, well, you can if you want to, but it doesn't have a shower head on it, so you're not going to get any water to come out of it. She said, oh. I said, you're welcome to use mine. But, yeah, it'd be nice for visitors. My grandkids use my shower anyway, but when I have somebody spend the night, I'd like to have a shower head on there. Now, I'm going to just barely ink around it. You don't have to do this. You know me. I don't feel like something's finished until I put a little ink on there. So that's our writing board finished. And then what I usually do with them, I either stick it in the back or I stick it in the front. And I think on this one, I'm going to stick it right there in the front. So there's our writing board. Fast and easy. Now I'm going to skip that page, and I think right here I'm going to put a pocket. I have cut out some of Betty's pockets that are a little bit bigger, and they may be too big. Let's see. That one I think is. These were cut out from that same book, the one that we used to put pages in here. And I just went ahead and cut a few of those out, just so I'd have some extra pockets. And I've got all my other pockets cut out too, so I'll be using those as well. Alright, we know we've got to cover that page up. Let's see, I'm trying to find a good spot for this. We've got a teacup in the front, so we don't want to put another teacup. What about right here? Yeah, let's do that. So I'm just going to grab my little scoreboard out. I have been working on taxes all day today. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It always depresses me when I have to work on taxes. I have a depressed day after that. And I don't know why I usually choose Friday to do it, because then it just kind of ruins my weekend. But I haven't got it finished. I just got started. It takes me a while to get it done. I think this is going to look better on this side because the pocket will angle that way. So that's going to put it on that side. And of course, guess what? I just got a text from one of my kiddos. I'm sure. I didn't see it pop up, but I heard it. Now, if you want to grab a template for a pocket like this, I think I have a template. You can let me know in the comments below, and if I can find my template, I'll put it up. And then you can just print it off on your paper, and you'll have a little template where you can cut out lots of these pockets. I'm pretty sure I still have it saved somewhere. Okay, I like that one. Now, let's go back toward the back and see, we might want another one. And I thought we would put this one back here. Yeah, let's do that one in the back. But yeah, just let me know if you want some different templates. I'll be more than happy to share anything that I have with you. It may take me a minute to find them, but I don't mind sharing. Alright, and I just printed these on regular paper, so I'm having to score very, very lightly. Okay. Alright, I'm going to glue this little part down right here because I don't want it to be a closing pocket. So I'm just going to glue that down. I'm going to look up and see if I'm filming. You know what I did yesterday? And I'm going to have to do that video all over again if I can drag out the stuff. I filmed the Happy Mail video. I was so proud of myself because I went all the way through it. I didn't cry, and I had a good time with it. Even reading the cards and things, I still enjoyed it. And I got finished, and I looked up, and my camera wasn't on. So I had filmed that whole video and my camera wasn't even on. Oh, so now I gotta do it again. But that's okay. Now, I mean, I should be able to do it pretty fast now. I know what was in there. And I may not sound as surprised, but I was surprised, believe me. I was going, oh my goodness, oh, can't believe I got all of this. Yep, that's me. So I had to look up and make sure that it's on this time so that I won't have to film this one over. I have done that a couple of times. Not many, just a couple. Alright, and I think we'll put that one right there. So I'm just going to put some glue around the back. And I'm going to leave it where you can tuck something in behind it if you want to. That way, if you want a double pocket there, you'll have it. Okay, so that pocket is in. Now I did stitch a little thing here. This is just some of that material that I had left from the cover. And I just stitched a little ruffle. And I thought we could include that on the side of a page somewhere. Maybe even that page, since that page is a little bit shorter than the rest. Stitch it right, or glue it right there. What do you think? Think that'll work? I had another one too. Oh, I have a little short one. Those are just a couple of little pieces that I had left over. So I'm going to put this one down. This is kind of how I craft now. I just do random. I go from back to front, back to front. And all I did to stitch this, and I'll show you in just a second. Let me get this put down. Yeah, I like that. Then it sticks out a little bit. Get it as straight as we can. There we go. So all I did to stitch this, and let's see if I can find a little piece of fabric. I just put it in my sewing machine, and then I fold down, and then stitch across it. And then fold another one down and stitch across it. And another one down and stitch across it. All the way down through there. You can do this with a regular needle and thread if you want. Let me show you how to do that. I have this little scrap, and I think it should work pretty good. I think. My thinks. Let's see. Find a needle. That's a sharp needle. I may have to go in my other drawer over there. Yeah, all of those are blunt. I don't keep my sharp ones out. I don't want the grands grabbing my sharp ones, dropping them in the floor, and then me stepping on them. I keep them in this little jar here. Okay, and then I just went over to my sewing machine and grabbed some regular thread. And if we can thread this, we're going to be doing really good without our threader, which I don't want to have to drag out. There we go, finally. That I thought was stopped up there for a minute. Okay, now I double my thread on this just because you're going to be pulling on it and you want it to be nice and strong. So I double the thread, tie me a knot in the end. So see, I've got 2 layers of thread there. And then I just start on one end, and I've got a long needle here, so I'm going to just sew some really funky stitches, real big and long, and you can see I'm going down, going back up, down, and then back up. Can you see that? Just go down and back up. as far as your needle will take you. Punch it down, back up. And then when you get to the point where you have to pull your thread through, then go ahead and pull it through, and then just start it again. Go down, back up, down, back up, down, up, down, up, down. And you see how it's gathering on my needle? Well, I'll show you how it's going to gather in just a minute. This is how my mother always did gathers for our little dresses or whatever she made. This is how she did it, because she hand stitched everything. She had a sewing machine, but she didn't use it. She hand stitched everything. Okay. Now I've got that one pulled kind of tight, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Now I'm going to cut my thread off kind of long. Get it up well out here. And I'm going to go ahead and put another knot in my thread on this end, just because I don't want my little stitches to pull all the way out. So then you've got this, and you just pull it out to the gather, ever how many gathers you want on here. You just kind of pull it out like that. Of course, I've got a lot of extra strings too, because this was a piece that was torn. And that's hard, probably harder for you to see with all those strings hanging around there. But when you get it to the point where you want it, let's see, let's just say we want to put it right here. You would just put your glue down, and then just press this into the glue. And then you can cut your thread out if you want. I'll tell you, let's just go ahead and do it. I'll put another one on this page. Might as well. It'll be fine. I don't think this is as long as the page, but it'll be okay. Alright, so I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to make sure that I've got, I want gathers there, but I don't want it to be all bunched up, if you know what I mean. And you can fold your gathers any way that you want. Fold them forward, backward, sideways, in between. Doesn't matter. Then when you get down to the bottom, just keep pulling that thread. That's why you cut an extra tail off there. You just keep pulling on that thread until you get the gathers. My mother used to call this puckers. Till you get the puckers that you want. She'd say, you got to make it pucker. You got to make it pucker. Because I would be trying to get in a hurry, like I do everything. And I'd say, mine's not looking like yours. She said, you got to make it pucker. You got to make it pucker. I don't know if that's a word or not, but my mother thought it was. And that was okay by me. And see, once you get that glue under there, you can kind of move it back and forth like you want it. And then you've got your little gather there. Your little ruffle. And if you find a place that's not sticking down like you want, put your glue on the top side of it and glue it. It doesn't matter. And then what I do is I cut my knot once I get, now usually I wait till this dries, but I'm going to do it right now. And then I pull that thread and I hold that down. I pull that thread out, so the thread's not there anymore, but I've still got my gathers, or my puckers. I still got my puckers, as my mama would say. Alright, right here, I see that I've got one that's not laying like I want, so I'm going to put a little extra glue in there. Come on, glue. I'm almost to the bottom, but you'll last just a little while longer. And now you can even take a little piece of bling or seam binding or something, just a little tiny thread, thick thread, and run down through there and flatten it out if you want. Or if that's the look that you're going for, you can leave it like that. But that's how you make your little puckers without a sewing machine. I did this for years before I got a sewing machine. And if you don't want to even try to stitch with your, hand stitch, you could just put your material down there and put your glue in there and just start folding it. That would work too. But I'm going to leave that for a while and let it dry. I may have to come back and put a little glue here and there. But I'm going to let it dry for a little while before I do anything else to it. So there's another one. We put that pretty close to that one, but that's okay. We'll put some lace in between it. Alright, we've got pocket there. No, we don't have a pocket there. We need to put a pocket here. Now, that one is way too big. So we can go with one of these little side tuck pockets. And I hope you went over and downloaded your freebie today, because guess what? Your freebie has some beautiful flowers and labels in it that you can decorate all these tags up with. Tags, pockets, and embellishments. I think I'm going to use that as a pocket. I love that lace look on there. So instead of using it as a journal card, I'm going to use it as a pocket. And I'm going to put it right there. And then when I get my flowers cut out, I will put some of the flowers on there to match up with this. And we've got lots of tags, and I may even make some larger tags to go along with this too. Yeah, those labels are going to look cute there. She gave you blank labels, and then she gave you labels that are not blank, that have some writing on them. So I'm going to cover that later. I'm not going to cover it right this minute. I'll get it covered though. Now, I think I want to put a pocket here too. Just a small one maybe. She's got some little corner pockets here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I think we'll put this one here. Just a little corner pocket. I also sent out a newsletter today that had the link for the freebie in it, and then it also had where we are going back to our free shipping for used to we did 75. We've had to go up to 100 just because our shipping is so outrageous. Ours went up again this year on all of our products. So any orders over $100, you get free shipping in the US. We would love to offer it international, but we just can't. International is just outrageous. Outrageously expensive, and I've tried every option, and it seems like they're all the same. They're all outrageously expensive. Okay, there's that little pocket there. That's cute. I like that one. And then we might tuck a couple of little tags in there. Yeah, I'm going to press that down a little bit more. Tuck a couple in there. I can't even talk. Tuck a couple. Say that fast. Tuck two. Tuck two. Let's see. Is this one going to be too big if I fold it? Yeah, it's still going to be too big. I need to print that one smaller. Let's see what else we've got. We may make us a pocket. What do you think about that? Let's take this sheet. Since all of this is kind of plain tan color, let's make us a pocket. So I'm going to make one out of this. This is just another sheet that was cut out of that, or torn out of that book of Betty's. But now if you don't want to purchase the book, and I know some people had said they really couldn't afford the book and the shipping, that kind of thing, if you don't have Prime, that you do get charged shipping. But I will link Betty's Etsy store. It's always linked below. You can go to her Etsy store and you can download these collections and then print them off. So you can do it that way if you want. Alright. Don't want to cover up my stitching. And I want to make this fold. I want to make this a little thicker pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure from there to there. So my pocket needs to be 5. So I want to cut my piece of paper 6. And I'll show you why in just a second. 6. And I've showed these before, but I know a lot of people, we've got a lot of new people. And so maybe someone hasn't seen this. So I cut it 6, and then it is 4 inches tall. So I'm going to score, I'm going to use the big end. I'm going to score 1/2 inch on the bottom. That's the bottom. And then I'm going to score a 1/2 inch. Ooh, is that a 1/2 inch? Yeah. A 1/2 inch on either end. I'll go ahead and hold it this way. I may have to score this one again. Let's look. Yeah. I didn't think that looked like a 1/2 inch. There we go. So 1/2 inch on the bottom and 1/2 inch on either end. And then again, you just cut your little corners out. And then fold up. You may be able to hear the heater. I've got the heater running because it got cold out here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead right here at the top and just cut a little angle there, just so that doesn't show when we glue it down. Okay. And then we'll cut a little pull in the top of it. And of course, put a little ink on it. And then this is ready to glue down right there. And see, since we have these little flaps for it to glue on, it's not a flat pocket. It's a little bit expandable, just a little, so you can get some extra goodies in there if you want to. You could put one of those little books in there like we made last night on the video. Okay, there we go. Now see, you can tuck some extras in there. And I'm going to go ahead just while I'm here, and I think, no, I don't want that one on there. I'll put something on there in a little while. We'll decorate the pocket later. Okay, let's go on back and see what else we got back here. See, let's put, okay, I think I'll put a little corner pocket right there. Now I backed all of my pockets before I cut them out. I just put a heavy cardstock on the back, glued them together, and then cut them out, just so that the pockets will be a little bit thicker. You don't have to do that, but it just makes your pocket a little thicker. Okay, here's a little pocket. That's cute. And see, it'll hold one of those tags. And what else we got? We got a pocket there, pocket there. We could put another pocket here. I may want to use another one of these. kind of like that one with this, that light background. So let's use that one. You don't have to use these for journaling cards. Use them for whatever you want. I think I have some cards that I can use for journaling cards. If not, we'll make some. Yeah, I like that with that. All right. Then, let's see. We have another corner pocket. See where it would look the best. I think we'll put it right here, and that'll decorate that up just a little bit. We may add something else to that page. Probably will, but this will just give that corner a little bit. Somebody said they had never heard the phrase crooked as a dog's hind leg. I think that was Becky. Becky, was that you? My mother used to say that all the time. My mother had some more sayings. She was Cherokee Indian. And so there was no telling what that woman would come up with. Okay. There's that one. Okay, we have a pocket there. I think I'll put a pocket here. I keep picking that up trying to use it, don't I? Well, I got a pocket on the back. I don't want a pocket there. We may, let's see. I put a pocket here since we have, this is more plain. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it. Whoops. First off, I'm going to drop my scissors. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to cut this bottom off because I don't need that really. And then I'm going to fold this a little bit narrower than it shows to. And maybe, just maybe, it'll fit. Now, I don't have a little piece to fold at the bottom. I should have not cut all that other off. Just left some, but that's okay. We can still do it. Yes, that's going to work. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and score a little fold at the bottom. This is how you improvise. Or you back up and punt. That's what my brother used to say. I'm going to cut a little bit of this flap off because I don't need them that big. My brother used to say everything had to do with ball with him. He was a big ball player and coach and all that kind of stuff. So everything you said, if you said, oh man, I messed that up, he'd say, well, just back up and punt. You can do it. Okay. Now that'll work. So let's go ahead and punch our little pull on the top. Whoops. Well, I think I tried to take my punch off before I actually punched. There we go. a little crooked, but it'll work. Nobody will know if you don't tell them. Okay. Let's put the glue down through here. Through here. And then just want to make sure I don't go past the end of my page. And there's another little pocket. We improvised, didn't we? Or we backed up and punted one. Alright, let's see. Don't think I want many more pockets in here. I may do some side tuck pockets later. But, let's see, we might put this one here. Let's just see if we can get it folded without me having to pull the scoreboard over here. Probably not. Then I have to get my phone because my daughter keeps dinging me. Not Melina, but Alicia. But she's headed over here and I know what it is. She wants to know if I need anything. So I'm not going to complain about that. Let's see. Now that I lay that down there, I don't like it as well as I thought. Maybe I like this one better. I can use that other one somewhere else. Yeah, that one would be cute there. Let's do that. Okay, that is that. Alright, I think that's going to be what we're going to do today. Like I said, I've got my kiddos coming, so I needed to make it short today. But I wanted to show you how I make those, and then we could add a few more pockets. And that gets us carried on a little bit further. And show you how to make the ruffle without having a sewing machine. So, we will come back on Monday or Tuesday and we will start decorating more. Decorate the front, decorate our pockets, put our tags and tickets and all that kind of stuff in here. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this session as much. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. I'm having a ball with it. I love it. I know what I'm going to do when I sit down and start working on it, and I like that. I don't have to sit here and go, well, what am I going to do? What have I not done lately? So, and then I love giving you guys all these freebies and seeing what you're making out of your project too. All right, we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.